Being a Zelda fan's great. We get amazing games, we get a semi-decent release schedule, but most importantly, we get to bitch about every little decision Nintendo makes in the series. So today I'm going to be bitching about the entire setting and premise the game is built around. So sit back and let me convince you on why Zelda should go sci-fi. I feel like it would ease you more into the idea if you knew my backstory with the Zelda series. I was born in 2001 and my first console I ever remember playing on was the GameCube. My brother was quite a bit older than me and his favorite series was The Legend of Zelda. He had the CD case full of GameCube games, and let me tell you, back in those days, all I ever did was play the GameCube. My favorite game back then was the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. It was a collection of the first two Zeldas, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But there was something else on that disc that I played the most. I have no idea why, but little kid me played almost exclusively the Wind Waker demo. It was a 20-minute demo that starts you off at the first dungeon, and I played it religiously. You know what was funny though? We had Wind Waker, like the full game, but I just played the demo. I think I couldn't figure out how to get through the prologue. I was a dumb kid. But as time went on and my brain slowly developed, I finally got into full Zelda games. I could finally get past that Kokiri kid who always pissed me off, and I actually went kinda far into Ocarina of Time that I got to become adult Link. Of course I never beat it back then, I was always hopping from game to game I couldn't beat. As I was going through this cycle, I played a quest in Majora's Mask about aliens, but as everybody knows, that's a weird game in the timeline. This was one of my first experiences of the Zelda series not fitting into the usual high fantasy setting. But fast forward a couple of years and I get to play Twilight Princess and I just fall in love. The edgier tone and the story, coupled with Zant being one of the main villains, I really loved that game. Then we fast forward to Skyward Sword, and this was the first Zelda game that I actually beat fully. Of course, I watched my brother play it first so I would know what to do in the dungeons, but I still think it counts. I didn't touch the Wii U, but I did play the crap out of my DS and 3DS, and all the Zelda games I could get my hands on, and it just snowballed from there. I played a lot more Zelda that I didn't mention here, but needless to say, I haven't just played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. This recommendation comes from a place of love and understanding of the series entirely. So my life story is great and all, but how about we get down to business? Let me just state it. I think the next Zelda game should go into a more science fiction / futuristic setting. There are elves, there are goblins, demon kings, magic, and any other cliche you can think of, but it's still not just high fantasy to me. There's something more with these video games that's hard to put into words, but this is a video essay, so let me try to explain. Let's do this chronologically. The very first game in the series was originally conceived to be gathering pieces of a microchip so you could go forward in time. This was a little hard to do on the original NES, so they scrapped that idea. But it still persisted and it actually came to fruition when Link to the Past came out on the SNES. Granted, you're not collecting microchips, but Triforce shards instead. In Majora's Mask, you have to take out aliens from abducting a girl's cows. Spirit Tracks is all about driving a train in a pseudo-late 18th century steampunk vibe world. Skyward Sword literally has robots working in mines. Don't even get me started on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom with their past civilizations with advanced technologies. Hell, even in a concept for Breath of the Wild, there were supposed to be UFOs. Technology and science fiction have always been entwined with the Zelda series. But so is high fantasy too, and I don't want to take any of that away. I love the Triforce, I love the lore, and I don't want that to change. But I also wouldn't be opposed to these prehistoric advanced civilizations with crazy technologies not being so prehistoric. Let's live in these time periods where adventure is vibrant and technology is soaring. If magic did exist in our world, wouldn't it make sense to combine them both? Just imagine the possibilities. Zelda is high fantasy, but it's also science fiction. So let's see a bit more technology mixed in, that's all I'm trying to say. Just think of the insane possibilities of a magic hi-fi fantasy world with technology and huge cities. Honestly, I think it would just be cool. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. This one's probably going to be a bit controversial. If you like this, you should check out my video on the entire hidden history behind the controversial face of the Switch 2. YouTube loves it when you check out more than one video of somebody's in a row. And if that's not your cup of tea, I have a full 3-part series going over every prediction for the Switch 2 entirely. And if that's not your cup of tea, then just subscribe. Yeah. I don't got any shame. I got 16 subscribers. You think I have any? Yeah, you should just click the subscribe button. It just looks so clickable. Subscribe. Please subscribe.